Hello, Sacer Gaming. How are you all doing today? Welcome to the last run of the day. Congratulations, you can almost go to bed, but not quite yet. You sit your ass down. Welcome to Rebel Transmute. This is a indie Metroidvania that I kickstarted. Is a really cool, really hard run. Today I have Illegally Sam with me on comms.
Hello. I also run this game.
He also runs this game a lot better than me. We're really the only two runners of this game so far. One other person submitted times, but they sort of vanished. Yeah, no. So you see that 50-minute estimate? Don't believe it. It's a bit of a lie. This might go more towards an hour, but that's why I'm the last run of the day.
Yeah, he copied my estimate, and he realized that was a mistake.
The mistake was I didn't practice enough, but you know what? We make do. Either way, we're gonna hop into this. Sam, if you want to hop on with explanations and commentary off the bat while I focus on movement, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Works for me.
All right. Time begins when I press A here. So 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
You'll probably need it. Now, but right off the bat, you got to skip all the cutscenes like any good speed run.
And we're gonna
this game.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say this game. Like any good Metroidvania is gonna have a lot of schmovement. But unlike a lot of other Metroidvanias, we start with the schmovement.
Exactly. We start with this slide on the ground, which has been kind of a theme of today. We went between Crash to Insanity, Johanne, fucking John Game. I think even Lost Worlds had slide movement as its main. Oh wait, I still have the accessibility options on. I just realized. Hold on.
I was about to say you have some extra health there. You're not supposed to have that much health.
We're gonna restart the run real fast. My apologies. I was doing practice with that shit on. Whoopsies. Sorry, restreamer. That's just a preview of what's to come, swear. Anyways, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1, go. I do that every fucking time I come off practice. I don't know why.
Man, there sure is a great first run attempt for this so far.
Exactly. It's going really well. Please trust me. But yeah, nothing much lost there. So, yeah, like I said, slide movement. You move fast while you're sliding, but as soon as your slide ends, you go back to the slower walk movement. But if you jump, you preserve that speed. And that is like our bread and butter movement for a lot of this run.
Yeah. And like I said, since we start out with it right away, it makes movement a lot more interesting right off the bat because you don't have to wait until you have like certain upgrades to start going faster or anything. It's just right away, all of the movement that you optimize for the whole game, you're just using it the whole time.
Exactly. There's little things here and there to optimize along the way, and one big thing in particular, but this is like the bread and butter that makes this game feel really good. It's what sold me on the game to begin with. Right there, I just equipped our first augment, which if you've seen Hollow Knight, it's basically the badge system from Hollow Knight. That just gives me more of our Spark Blood, which is the syringe in the top left, which we hit enemies, we get Spark Blood that lets us heal. So, for a like small time loss, we get a ton more safety for the entire run.
Yeah, basically it takes 5 seconds or so to get that augment, and now for the rest of the run, instead of taking 6 hits to refill your Spark Blood meter, it only takes 4.
Exactly. So we're gonna come into our first combat arena here, and we're gonna take note of our weapon. It's supposed to be like a little mining laser, I believe. So it's a very short, stubby laser gun. And one of the interesting things about it is whenever you hit something, it knocks both you and the enemy back pretty consistently, which leads to some funky interactions that make for getting used to, I guess is the word I'm looking for, but naturally, as you might expect, this also leads to pogo bouncing on enemies, a la, Hollow Knight as well, Shovel Knight, kinda. Definitely a big part of the movement through here.
Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of Hollow Knight comparisons, because that's like the indie Metroidvania to compare to.
Exactly. Which this game, like, very much takes a lot of inspiration from other games. You can even look at this and be like, oh, this just kind of looks like Metroid. Yeah, I think that's something a lot of people get caught up on, but it's also like, if you look past the surface, you get a lot to take away here that's unique to this game. That makes it really worthwhile.
If you look past the legally distinct Metroids, you'll get
Several of
a
them.
good experience. Yeah.
Exactly.
We haven't even gotten to the even less legally distinct ones.
Yeah, let's not worry about that. Through the start here, you'll notice these purple bubbles. We can't break these ourselves, but that little buddy can break it for us, which is our way of getting down here. Don't worry too much about the story, because we have this fucking sick-ass room to schmooze through. Oh my god, there we go. So that's a really, really enjoyable room to move through, just because it is slide hop, slide hop, slide hop, and if you're really good, you can just keep it consistently going.
And it's way more enjoyable now after the forgiveness mechanics were made more forgiving.
More coyote timing. I'm gonna count to 32. Sam, go.
Yes. So this is the first boss fight of the run. This is Gray Matter. Snapkick is going to be practicing his math skills and counting to somewhere between 30 and 32, depending on how the boss fight goes. And the reason for this is because if you have the boss at a specific damage value, the boss transitions into phase 2 at 33 hits. So if you get the boss to the amount of health right before that value and then get him to do some specific movements based on his attack pattern, the boss will charge at you, land in the bottom left corner, and then some funny stuff will happen.
Sadly, so, I fucked up my movement a fair bit, and I had him way out of place, but now he's in place. There we go. And that's the second phase. We have him just hard stuck in that corner there. This was a trick I found during the Kickstarter demo of the game, and it remained in-game rather purposefully, I'm led to believe, which I think is very cool and very funny.
Yeah. It's basically the dev for this game, Evan Tor. He saw that and was like, oh yeah, that's funny, I'll just leave that in.
You
can still do it.
Exactly. I like to say that I feel like Evan Tor is like a big fan of Metroidvania speedruns, because there's a lot of little things throughout the game, both like intended and unintended, that were left in that's just like, oh, that makes for a really cool movement, and that's just fun. Is it balanced necessarily? No, but it's cool. Also, yeah, first boss gives us an ability to break these bubbles, which really is basically just the gate for getting out of the start here and getting down to the rest of the game.
Yeah, this first upgrade is basically the least important upgrade, and if it wasn't for the fact that it was hard required, we wouldn't get it.
Yeah, because there are a few more of those bubbles throughout the run, but like, at this point, you just don't even think about them. It's basically just, okay, you're allowed to play the game.
Yeah,
so
but from this point out, pretty much all the upgrades are going to be assisting in movement in some way, shape, or form. So if you thought we were schmoovin' that already, just wait.
Just wait. Speaking of schmoovin', you explain this, because I can't.
So yeah, this is Quarry Skip. The
First
specific...
try.
Hey, nice. Yeah, the specific method here...
On Discord, just realized.
You're good. I've been watching the Twitch stream. But yeah, the way that trick works is basically if you hold a down left angle on a D-pad or a keyboard, the game basically holds both directions at the same time. And if you do that, crouch, and then jump up to a platform right above you and just barely land on it, for some reason the game gets a little funky and then gives you hyperspeed. I don't know why, it just works that way. I know how to do it, and we use it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like there's probably a lot of really good purpose and use to that we could find throughout the run, but right there in particular, it lets us skip a massive portion of this level. Basically, the entire thing goes straight to the boss. We had a different way of going through that room before that skipped as well, but this is just faster, better, way more consistent. Speaking of consistent, that last room, the fuck room as I call it, is just filled with enemies and I hate it, and it treated me poorly. But now we get this guy.
It is one of my least favorite rooms in the run as well.
Yeah, easily. But now we get the matriarch something, I forget her name. Pretty easy fight once you know the patterns. Our goal is just to brute force as much damage as possible, because you'll notice she starts to glow red. When she's going red, that's her going into a rage phase of a sort. And the rage phase is the easiest time to hit her. So we want to keep her in the rage phase as much as possible. Usually it takes 3 to kill her.
Basically, the normal attack pattern has like 3 different attacks. The rage pattern just has the one.
What am I doing? Yeah.
So So if you have the boss enraged, there's just no RNG. It's just dodge the one attack that it does every single time.
And it's the kind of fight that seems really fun to optimize as you get better at it, because you'll notice like the giant jumps that it does, where it's like you can very easily, oh, I got the heal through the door. Yes, I've actually never done that.
Heal cancel.
Heal cancel. Yeah, so I ended up healing while going through the door transition, so it healed me while going through the door, so it didn't take like the actual time to heal. Sick. Yeah, that's a fun fight to optimize just for getting extra hits. But hey.
Yeah, this game has like a few kind of funky, kind of glitchy, pretty much frame perfect tricks that save very, very small amount of time every time you do them. But like, if you can get them, they add up over the course of the run.
They completely do, and they feel good. Actually, getting that heal got me a gold too. If I didn't get that heal cancel, that would have been a gold. Oh my god.
Yeah, basically, obviously it's faster to just not get hit in the first place, but if you do get hit, it's faster to heal in those loading zones than it is to heal normally.
Exactly. So we got an air dash. It's an air dash. And here's the less legally distinct Metroids. They fly back and explode at you when you hit them. But yeah, air dash is pretty self-explanatory. The one main takeaway is that when you use it, you halt all vertical momentum. So this can save you from flying too high. It can also save you from taking a hard fall, which you might have noticed after falling so far. You sort of go into like a little stun animation. So that can save you from that.
Prior to this point, you are actually able to cancel the hard fall, but that's one of those like glitchy frame perfect tricks that I mentioned.
Which I think I just did too.
You did just do one, yeah.
God damn, we're on point, dude.
Yeah, that was perfectly timed. Very intentional.
Very intentional. Shit, not intentional. Flubbing that. Oh my god, Okay. So this is where a pogo is necessary on this guy, because if you pogo off an enemy, you reset your like air movement. So I'm allowed to air dash again after pogoing. Oh, really? That hit me? Okay. I'm gonna just play it super safe here and get another heal.
Yeah, because if you're not careful, one of the
Oh my god.
upcoming rooms can very much be annoying and be very problematic at low health.
Extremely. I've been getting better at this next room in particular, but there's still just like a tiny bit of RNG going through it for if I do good. All right, right there, getting past those guys is huge. They shoot these big bramble patches at you that stick to the ground.
Yeah, and the RNG comes from basically like their pattern when you spawn into the room. Because enemy patterns in this game are technically random. I think there's only like a certain amount of like paths they can actually take as far as like the RNG goes, but it's not the same every time you enter the rooms, unfortunately.
Speaking of things I hate, these fucking mosquitoes. They're like little missiles that launch at you, but they can follow you for miles and miles and miles.
And then you didn't even get the good RNG for this room either.
No, so if the lower those two white platforms there, if the caterpillar is not in the way, I can just dash as I'm like flying up, and that'll land me directly on the platform, but caterpillar in the way, not much to do. Oh my god.
Yeah, because the way that air dash works is it also kind of lets you clip up above corners a little bit if you weren't going to make the jump normally, and it's a very slight difference, but in a couple specific spots it lets you make jumps you wouldn't be able to otherwise, and that's one of them.
Check that shit. Dodge that third roly-poly-oly. I hate that fucker.
Dang.
I did that during practice completely by mistake. I was like, oh, okay, you can just tiptoe that. Cool. Coming back here, though, we're going to go into the save room, and we're not going to take the save point for reasons you'll see later. However, back in this little secret room, there is a fast travel station, which we will not use. God damn it, I was mashing too fast. Hold on. Not too huge a loss.
Well, you got to demonstrate how it works, at least.
Yeah, exactly, just in case y'all wanted to see. Just an early sneak peek. Yeah. Fast travel station will... That's a secret tool we'll need for later. And I'm going to take a heal here. We're not quite out of the danger zone yet, but this is definitely like the safer part of this run to this next boss.
Yeah, basically, the hard part of this section is basically over until the boss.
Exactly. It helps to remember where I'm dropping there, too. That'd be useful. Fuck my entire Chungus life. Okay, there we go. No, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. I'm just playing sloppy. Yeah, this room has a bunch of wind pushing you to the left, so it makes the movement a little harder, but not too bad. Thankfully, there are these, like, sacks here that just give you a full heal, which is nice because we're going into a boss.
Yeah, and if you know what you're doing in that room, you can get through it pretty much consistently every single time with, like, only a little enemy variance.
So here's the first phase of this boss. I hope you enjoy it. We are going to bounce for a little while. We're going to style on this asshole. Ooh, didn't give me... am I getting double hit? No, okay, we're good. Last couple practice runs. So the things that shot the sides there, like there's a little head that pops out. It can pop out of the top and you can hit it to cancel, which is preferable, but decided to pop out the bottom there.
Yeah, it's like as much of a joke as that phase is, there is minor RNG that matters.
Now, welcome to Sniper Moth. Jesus, that was a hell of a pattern. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is one of those fights where you can only optimize it so much, but there's a lot of little things that go into doing this fight as fast as possible in runs.
Exactly. This is a timed cycle fight, so after so long, Mothboy here will fly back up and repeat the sniper phase like this. If you're really gaming, you can do this in 2 cycles, which is what we're going to try to see here. I feel like I'm on track for it.
We think it might technically be possible in 1 cycle due to some glitchy phase shenanigans, but nobody's done it yet.
Which means it doesn't exist.
Yes. Yeah, because basically in the first cycle, you don't want to do too much damage, otherwise it'll start this second attack pattern during the first attack pattern, so he just does 5 attacks in a row instead of 3. But that actually loses you time because of how the cycles work.
One of those wacky fucking things. Now we get our third transmutation, a bomb, which like blows up these things, and you might think, oh, is that it? No.
Blows up?
Blows up? This wrong fucking game. Now we're gonna kill ourselves. Here's one of my favorite features in the game. If you go to the pause menu, there's a big button that says force respawn. Can you guess what it does? That's right. It's a square hole.
That's right, it teleports you back to the last station with no repercussions.
No, you lose. Oh, right, I bounce. You do lose money. So the way death works in this game, oh, I forgot, is whenever you die, you drop one of your health cores. So if I didn't buy it back at the station there for 50 money, I would be down 1 health core. You can do a little Dark Souls like run back to... Oh, bad cycle. Okay. To get your health core back, and then that gives you an extra bit of health, so you can do that for free, but we're going fast.
Basically, casually losing your health core is actually a benefit, because when you get back, it'll give you an extra pip of temporary health, so instead of having 4, once you pick it up, you'd have 5. But in a speedrun, having more health doesn't matter if you just don't get hit.
Just don't get hit, lol. And past a point here, it's not going to matter because we have one of our starter augments, which is the thing that actually drops your health and saves you money.
There's 4 augments that you start the game with, and those 4 augments are kind of like your basic gameplay features. One of them is the GPS for the map, one of them is your HUD, one of them is your ability to heal with Sparkblood, and one of them is how the death mechanics work. So if you unequip the augment that makes it so you drop health cores on death, instead of losing health, every time you die, you instead lose half your money.
Exactly. So we're going to be unequipping the one that drops our health once we are no longer in need of money. God damn it. Hold on, I'm going to do funny here. There we go. Okay, that didn't save me any time, but it was funny. I'm going to do it again. Wait, no, I'm not. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that would launch me in jellyfish. We'll explain that one later. But, yeah. That one room I did just a bit ago, there was one of these moving platforms way up high where you couldn't see it. But because we already knew it was there, we can just go ahead and tag it and get a fast track up. I want you to go away and die forever. No? Okay. No? Okay. Unfortunate jellyfish room.
Yeah, basically in regular Metroidvania fashion, there's a shortcut that you can open once you go through an area, but if you already know the shortcut's there, you can just take it right away.
Exactly. Okay, I don't like going into this missing 1 health, but what do you do? So this is the next boss, probably like the second hardest boss in the game, because notice that it is light blue now. It is really easy to bounce around with my weapon while it is spawning babies. Makes it very annoying to deal with, and you have to like pump damage out to make the fight easier.
If we didn't have the bomb here to do some extra damage, this fight would be 3 times worse.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I still got the tentacles. Okay, I can heal. Yeah, because this is like a really fucking awful spot to have to die and run back. This is like GG if you die on this one. So it's part of why I am trying to be practiced on this.
Yeah. And also just to comment on the damage of the bomb. So the bomb, in addition to having way more range than the normal shot, the bomb also does 1.5 times as much damage as the normal shot does. So spamming it during fights is always going to be faster than not using it.
Exactly. I am having a really dog shit one of these fights. I had a really good one in practice earlier, but yeah, not going great here.
As long as you don't die.
As long as I don't die, that's the primary goal. These little spiky things that they're spawning are kind of annoying. The baby jellyfish that she spawns can blow them up and block the jellyfish, but if you hit them, they go bouncing around. But hey, there we go.
Yeah, they can come in handy, but only sometimes.
Whew, okay.
Nice stuff, though.
Thank you. Not a super great pace, but I will take it. A lot of shitty movement up to that room, and that fight wasn't great, so... But
if your run is deathless, it'll be a PB.
Yeah, basically, that's kind of where we're at. You know, minus the deaths we take like that one. Don't worry about her ball form up there. Oh, there she goes.
Yeah, when we say deathless, we mean unintended deaths.
Exactly. So at this point, I'm going to remove the Expeller, which is what drops our core, and I'm going to remove the GPS, because we're going to be getting some new augments, and we need the space. Oh, you... Wait, no, right, I forgot I can just do this. So here's the bounce. It can do that. That's not really an intended mechanic, but it can do it. The bounce is like a normal tiny bounce. You can bounce off enemies, you can bounce off specific environmental things, but you know, it normally looks like this. But with a good A press timing, it can send you absolutely flying. And a intended hidden mechanic is bouncing off of your own bombs, sending you really high. So if we use those in conjunction, we just go flying.
Yeah, so fun fact about that, the super bounce is that was not actually in the game at launch. That was unintentionally patched in because a post-launch update adjusted the forgiveness mechanics to make it so that, you know, you get some extra coyote time when you walk off a ledge. And a side effect of that is you also have some extra coyote time when you bounce. And so now you can jump right after bouncing and just get all that height.
Exactly. It's a really tight timing, but it's really consistent. Speaking consistent, I missed this entire cycle, so I had to wait on that, but I killed him really quickly. So we killed that guy to open a door up here, which holy shit, I got that. And it gets this wave blaster. Don't kill yourself, right? That's not what we're doing right now. Wave blaster.
You can just use a normal super bounce there. You don't need the bomb.
Yeah, true. I just feel it's more consistent with the bomb. Where am I going?
That's fair.
I'm trying. Honestly, I end up using just normal bomb bounces rather than any sort of super bounce as I'm playing, just because it just feels more consistent.
Well, the main thing that makes super bounces harder to utilize is you have to start on the ground to use them.
Yeah.
While normal bomb bounces you can do while in midair. So like if you're in midair and dropping somewhere, you can fire a bomb down and bounce on it without actually landing.
Hold on, I'm beefing it. I'm beefing it. There we go. Okay. So that one augment we just picked up was it'll turn our gun into a bit of a shotgun that will multiply our damage by a lot. How much, Sam? I always forget.
So each little side shot thing, because you get 4 extra little side shots with the shotgun, and in that cone, you know, all of the extra ones do about a quarter as much damage as your normal shot. So if you hit everything, it's a total of a double.
Exactly, and right there, we also just bought a damage upgrade. Oh, I forgot to equip the blaster. Hold on. So now our damage is more than twice as good, really, which we're going to need because some later bosses are very tanky.
Yeah, so the damage upgrade increases your blaster damage by an additional 50%. So you do 50% more from the blaster, and then you do twice as much from wave blaster. So you put those together, and if you use the math skills you practiced earlier while counting, you'll get 3 times as much damage.
Exactly. So right there, we picked up a little AI character named Quirk. There's a story to this game, but it's not really much of anything to note. And as we practiced in Yakuza Kiwami earlier today, we ignore the story because we're going fast.
Yeah, I mean, we skipped the cutscenes earlier.
Exactly. So we're going to head through these waterways here, and I'm going to make a special pit stop for a moment. Don't mind me. I wonder what it could be. Oh, who's this handsome devil? Oh my god, Snap! Oh my god, and I make a little in-world universe about speedrunning, and then I mention my good friend Roman. Okay, I just had to stop and say hi to myself. There we go. Thank you for indulging my narcissism. Yeah, I was Kickstarter backer, so that was one part of the tier I was at.
Well, is that one that one's the Kickstarter backer tier,
yes.
Not the speedrun?
Yeah, so I also, me and Sam both were part of a speedrun competition for the demo when the Kickstarter was running, and I won that any percent run, so there is a robot also just named Snapkick elsewhere in the game. I am in the game twice.
Yeah, and we are also both in the credits for the speedrun thing.
Yeah. And both listed for Kickstarter backer as well, of course.
Yes. So remember that fast travel station?
Here it is.
We're using it now.
Welcome back once again. We're coming back here now that we have bounce and all our movement to grab something very special. So Sam, can you explain why I'm coming this way and why you're in your run you don't come this way?
It's a little thing called I'm on console and you're not. So apparently there's a little bit of a difference between the current version on console and the current version on PC. And because of that, there's a specific wall that is present on PC but isn't on console. And so because that wall isn't there on console, I can use a different route and basically come here slightly earlier and grab what we're grabbing here at a different time.
Oh my god.
However, there's also another slight difference where I save time by doing that, but Snapkick saves time because that room where you got Quirk and we broke that one wall in the bottom left corner, yeah, that was broken from the wrong way. That's only possible on PC. For some reason, you can't do that on console. And so, yeah, between both of those things, PC is technically like 10 seconds faster.
Technically, but it also requires I do room movement like this, not absolute fucking garbage trash. There we go. I got screwed, dude. I don't know if you saw that, but I was trying to hit the armadillipede for health, and then the goddamn mosquito sniped me.
Yeah, in true speedrunner fashion, the fastest version is the version that the person running it is fastest on.
Exactly. So that's why PC will never be fastest, because currently I'm the only person doing PC. Oh, I forgot to quit the thing. Hold on, we're gonna go back. I hope you all missed this room here. I forgot to. Every time I forget to equip this. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, because that augment that we went very far out of the way to get is kind of important. Because, you know, Metroidvanias, normally, you know, one of the regular upgrades that you'd get somewhere is, you know, you get a double jump. Not in this game. In this game, double jump is an optional upgrade because you pick up an augment, you equip it, and now you can double jump.
It's a very, like, pitiful double jump. It's more of like a float, really, but it is the closest thing you have to a double jump, and it is hyper needed for something we are about to do here that I am... I practiced a lot, so I'm not super worried about it, but I'm slightly worried about it.
Yeah. The most worrying part is the part right before it.
Yeah. And even just getting here sucks.
If you like RNG, this is the part of the run that has the most RNG.
This is the part of the run where you can lose infinite time or go through right instantly, and then directly after is the biggest skill check. So these little blueberries right here are going to spawn on top of me. Rad. Okay, no, that's cool. 1 second. I need health now. I really need health before I continue here. So they teleport around and shoot those little fucking things. Give me... Don't spawn in the doorway, jackass. We're going to get those two off my back because we don't need them. So we're going to room transition to reset them. However, their three brothers are down here. And you'll notice this locked door with a little switch down below. It's very convenient. Oh my god, right there. That was so fucking fast. Yeah, they can hit that switch and let us through, which you're not otherwise able to open from the other side.
That was very fast. I have been stuck there for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes before just getting bad RNG.
So,
all right,
this is the hard part.
Yeah, so while you focus on that, I'll explain it. So this is Mind Skip. Basically, this is the part of the game where we're supposed to get the wall climb ability. We don't have the wall climb ability. So what we're doing instead is we're using every single tool that we've collected so far, basically. We've got the bomb, we've got the double jump, we've got the air dash, and we're using all of them to go through a room we're supposed to have the climb for and doing it backwards. So the way this trick specifically works is we are shooting a bomb at the wall in front of us, double jumping so that we are right above the bomb, and then pausing. What the pause does is the bomb timer still ticks up while the game is paused.
Got it!
And so when we unpause the game, we immediately have the bomb blow up and launch us upwards. And so combining that with the momentum from the double jump, we are able to climb these walls that we are not supposed to be able to climb.
And it is fucking stupidly tight. It's something that you can get consistent with practice, but I'm so happy I got that in a second attempt, because if you can't get that quickly, there is a save room somewhat nearby, but it's like 20 seconds out of the way. Fucking that up is mortifying. I am so glad I got that, dude. Practice pays off, eh?
Quickly enough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. It's like, it is easier than it looks, but it's not easy, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Like, once you know what you're doing, it's genuinely not that bad, but you will still mess it up pretty regularly, even when you do know what you're doing.
So here's our next boss. It is a drill.
Yeah.
Is this a Drill Dozer reference?
Let's go with yes.
Awesome, I love yes.
Except for the part where that is not a Sega game. Is that?
Game
Yeah,
Freak.
it's Game Freak, yeah. I
That's
was about to say, that's Game Freak. That's one of the weird, not Pokemon Game Freak games.
It's their best game. I'll die on that one. I'll die on that hill.
Better than Little Town Hero?
Little Town? I'm not even familiar with that one. What the fuck?
That one was not, well, it's not well received, but it has music by Toby Fox.
Oh. Huh, okay. News to me. Here's phase 2. It's not too bad. It's kind of easier, actually.
Yeah, phase 2, if you know what you're doing and are able to pogo on it enough times before it dips into the lava, you can actually kill it before it even gets to that part. But these flying drills are doing their best to make that not happen.
But hey, there we go. We get the next ability. It is climbing. So we get a Mega Man X style wall jump. Only a minute and a half behind my PB, but would you believe I actually can still probably work with this?
Oh yeah, because pretty soon you're coming up on a split where you can save a lot of time. Yeah,
no joke. So we stick to the mines here a little while longer because there is another boss we get to do here. And it is, in my opinion, the hardest boss in the game. Just very, very, very tanky because you're kind of meant to come to this whole area later than we really are here. So you're meant to have like more damage, more health, you know, if you're cool enough to actually search for that stuff. And so it leads to a really long boss fight that is not like extremely hard. Oh, can you piss off? Hold on. There we go, got it.
This coming boss is the perfect example of this fight's not that hard, but good luck doing it fast.
Yeah, good luck doing it fast because he just is everywhere. It's also one of the hardest platforming segments. Oh, come on, get the fuck out of the corner.
Yeah, like when you're first trying to learn the run, this upcoming platform segment that we're doing right now is the hardest one to run.
I would still say it's hardest even when you know it. Like, maybe it's not the hardest to optimize, but
Once you know what you're doing, it's very easy to do it fast as long as you can get through it in the first place. But learning it is the hard part.
Yeah, exactly. Which I know it well enough. Actually, this one pretty well here. Then it's just this next room, which...
This next room is the main reason why it's really hard to learn.
Yeah. You had to find the right patterns here, but once you do, it's like... And I think just doing normal bomb bounces also helps tremendously, because normal bomb bounces split through all that... Wait, hold on to do this right. There we go. That's how high you can get with a super bomb bounce, by the way. Yeah. It's
the patterns in that room are all the same every single time. So once you know what you're doing, it's not that bad. It's just learning it.
Anyways, here's the jar cuck. We hate this guy. All my homies hate the head in the jar, especially when he stays on the bottom of the fucking level. I'm gonna bounce on his head. So this is a fun little thing, is because you set your bomb off whenever you bounce on it, you can kind of just bomb him, bounce on it, and repeat to consistently set the bomb off if you're really schnasty with it. But I don't know how much of a DPS that is over just perfectly pogoing him. But yeah, he has a couple attacks that are kind of tricky to dodge, and you get a chance to heal between every phase if you're good with your timing. But it's just really hard because he can just fly around, he can go out of bounds, he can go wherever he wants. The floor is lava, you know, the usual.
This is why this fight is very, very difficult to do quickly, because if the boss doesn't want to cooperate, it just won't cooperate.
Yeah, he can literally just go in the ceiling and you can't hit him. Or if he goes down below, he becomes incredibly fucking hard to hit.
Yeah, he can also go in the walls if you push him too much.
That was actually a really good phase 1. So phase 2 is exceptionally easier. Like, exceptionally. I say as I get hit.
Let it rip.
Fucking let it rip. He becomes a Beyblade. And then, hey, you know how he did like 3 charges? When he like put the lion at me? Yeah, now he just does 1.
Yeah, and basically all of the attacks are easier to dodge except for one of them now.
Yeah, which is like
the laser
one.
Yeah, the laser attack is the only one that's harder.
Oh, that one, yeah. Which really, like, it's not bad as long as you're just not directly in his path.
Yeah, it's not bad as long as you get good RNG. Because sometimes you'll try and heal during it, and then he just aims the laser directly at your face, and you can't dodge it.
Yeah. I feel like the green circles tend to fuck me up a little more personally, but...
They're less predictable, but there's less of them.
Yeah, there's less of them than there are in phase 1, that's true. Okay, the second phase isn't going the greatest. There we go. Okay, that actually wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I golded that by like half a minute. Oh my god. Actually, no, by like 50 seconds? Jesus. Yeah, there we go.
Looks like 40 seconds.
40 seconds, okay. You can. I trust you know how to count better than I do.
Yeah, true. I've done more runs, so I can count better.
Exactly. It's a skill you gain. So we're gonna warp back to here, and we're going to head this way, except we're gonna take a low path here, because our main goal in this game now is to get to 3 little substations and just do a little platforming puzzle at them. One of them is back here, and this one's kind of bullshit, because this is like the intended way to get to this one, and you fucking would never know. Okay, I'm on a good cycle here, but I'm scared, so I'm trying to kill this guy.
Yeah. Well, it's not even just that this is the intended way, it's the intended way and we're not doing it the intended way.
Yeah, that too. Because, yeah.
There's an upgrade that we aren't going to get, which is a super dash, kind of like the crystal dash in Hollow Knight. And, yeah, we're supposed to have that, but because we have double jump, we have the regular dash, we have all this other stuff, we can kind of just do whatever we want. And so we can just skip the fact that we're supposed to have the super dash, and we can just go this way anyway.
Okay, that was... Aside from waiting for the second cycle and the little fly guy to bounce on him to get past, that was some of my schnastiest movement through here. Why am I healing? Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, you had to save things pretty frequently there, and you made it work.
Yeah. Because those red guys with their like big red balls are one of the few enemies in the game that hit you for 2 damage, so I try to avoid them like the plague. Anyways, everybody say hi to this suspiciously arena-shaped room. Try to remember.
Suspiciously arena-shaped room.
Sam, are you... what happened to the arena? Suspiciously arena-shaped room. So yeah, at these stations, we hit we hit a certain amount of switches in time as a little platforming challenge. We go back, we activate them, and then as we exit out, these arenas activate and you have to fight a few enemies, is what I would fucking say if I was going to respect the game's content. I am not. We are going to teleport out.
Yeah. Well, the game really doesn't want you to skip them because it does kind of soft lock if you activate the room and then force respawn. So don't activate the room and you're fine.
Exactly. The Chad speedrunner will always find a way around the poor developers' intentions. Alright, but that's mine's done, which is frankly the hardest part of the run. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, things are pretty chill from here on out until like the final boss.
How did I aggro the fucking teleporter? What?
You jumped up too high when you were waiting for the platform.
Oh my god, I've never done that one before. Cool. Alright.
I don't normally aggro him, but it has happened to me before.
Oh, are there two of them? No, just the one shot following.
Yeah, no, he just hasn't left.
Yeah. Okay. I can't super bounce under pressure. God damn it. This is why I just bomb bounce.
Yeah. Honestly, at that point, it probably would have been better just to take the loading zone to the checkpoint.
True.
Just to get rid of him.
Good
But
point.
not a big deal.
Yeah. No. Okay, as long as I don't die on the way back, which...
And if you need
possible.
more spark blood, there is the containers at the bottom of the conveyor room.
True, yeah. I would, but I hate the flies, so you know what, fuck them.
Yeah, it's your least favorite movie.
I hate it. When he becomes the fly, I'm just like, what the fuck? Why did he just not become the fly? He didn't think about that, did he? Huh. Okay, well, you can be that way. So these little, like, bouncy nodes kind of suck sometimes. They notoriously just eat your jump inputs, or at least my jump inputs, if you jump inside of them. I don't know why.
Yeah, so this is how you're supposed to get around these areas using the bounce. We kind of do it as intended.
Kinda. Just a little bit. But hey, we're gonna use these, we were using these like trams earlier, but yeah, these are like a secondary form of fast travel specifically down this way, and I'm gonna come back and grab this save point, which is the last save point we grab during the run.
It's the trams in the subway. Definitely wouldn't call it any other form of transportation.
Not at all. I don't know what you could be referring to. Not in the slightest. But we get to move past this way. This is a pretty chill section of the run. Going through these tunnels can be a bit treacherous for one enemy in particular. Okay, or you. Goddamn. Why is he getting so far ahead of me? Go away.
That's why you use the water.
Yeah, that's true. I'm so used to taking the... Right, I forgot you can just take the water here. Oh my god, okay, speaking of treacherous, there we go, yeah. Big purple there, purple bastard. Can just teleport in front of you. Nothing personnel.
Yeah,
oh, I could have room transitioned, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, room transition, or if you had the health, you could have also voided out on the electricity.
He killed me. Fuck, he literally teleported on top of me! What do you want me to do about that? I'm fine. Oh, I forgot to split on mines. Bet. Yeah, that's like the one part of this entire run-up that really sucks just because of those fuckers. I could have played that better, though.
Yeah, that's why every time I get there, I either stop to kill him or void out. Just so I don't have to deal with him.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, yeah, I don't know why. I was under the impression that you had to take the land path because... I don't know, I figured there's dangers in the water, but that's not till later. I forgot. There we go, just kill him that time. Yeah, you get a bunch of sparky little plants here. I like this little section right here in particular, because if you just walk, that little spark trail will outpace you. You can still make it if you are really tight with it, but it will outpace you. But if you do slide jumps, you can actually outpace it, which is a really cool just showcase of like, yeah, that's how fucking fast you are, eh? Anyways, down we go.
I hope everyone brought their swim trunks.
I hope everybody is ready to spin into some water because one of the cool things about the spin, get down. Oh, right, I forgot there's a wall there. One of the cool things about the spin is that it carries your momentum into water, which there isn't really that much water in this game, but this is the water level.
There's not that much water in this run.
I mean, yeah, fair. I feel like
There's a few other spots where having the ability to swim is very, very important.
True. But we don't respect those parts. We got places to be. Because we're going to do another boss here. It is a big, funny fish after we do this little arena here, which this is a fun example of like how crazy your damage can be with bomb plus like just the blaster as it is. A lot of these enemies can be really tanky. Like that purple thing can be fucking tanky as hell, but we can just burn through it. These dogs in particular fucking suck. I dislike them greatly. They are creepy as fuck.
They're also a pain in the butt to kill because they have RNG, whether they spit their tongue at you or they move.
Yeah, and if they spit their tongue at you, it can actually catch your... Well, get out of the tube. It can catch your bomb, which is frustrating. Because then it's like, oh, the bomb is where its tongue is, then it pulls its tongue in, then the bomb stays where its tongue was.
So another thing to note, we are kind of also doing this area backwards. Because the way you're supposed to go through the basins here is there's an area to the right after we dropped down a little while back where you go over there, you activate a terminal, and that opens up some valves that raises the water level, and that makes it so you can get to this path by going through those open valves. But by hitting a switch through a wall using the bomb, we can just go backwards. We don't have to open those valves, and we can just get here way faster.
Exactly. So you might think like, damn, you're going into this boss fight with 2 health. No, don't worry about it. This is literally the easiest fight in the entire thing. So this fish just does cycles at you, running at you, but he literally takes so long between every cycle, and his attacks are so slow that you can just heal between every cycle. Especially when we have like extra spark blood.
And not only can you heal in between every cycle, he's also just the easiest boss, even if that wasn't the case, because he goes down in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, seriously. Did you see how short that was? That's the usual. Which is such a breath of fresh air after doing mines. It's like, oh yeah, that's how fast bosses are supposed to be, aren't they?
Not only is that like usual, I've gotten it consistently like 5 or 10 seconds faster than that by like tracking him down during his movements.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to stay on him.
Yeah,
but,
you can be really aggressive with a lot of these bosses.
Yeah, but if you're not being too aggressive, then yeah, that's about as fast as it always goes. Also,
God damn it.
Got it to the new room.
New room, yeah, that's such a fun one. Because the air, like, the water current's clearly going up, but you can do a spin as you go down, carries your momentum, just go fucking new. And yeah, this is kind of the valve Sam was mentioning, but from the other end here, so it lifts the water up, so we can go through here and not get voided out by those Mega Man blocks. And this is the drill power. It lets us drill through water.
Yeah, we can swim.
Woohoo.
And this is the ability that makes it so water in this game is actually fun.
Exactly. Because normally there is a bit of a cooldown between your drill, like, I don't know, the second and a half? I forget exactly.
I forget because we don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. So if you end up holding jump, which like is your swim obviously, while you smash drill, you can just do it over and over.
Yeah, so every time you do like a normal swim jump, it resets your underwater dash.
That's a fair way to put it, yeah. It also has like a shine spark ability associated with it, but we don't really see that.
It's not necessary for any percent, so we don't use it.
Exactly. So right here, our little AI companion, Quark, has left us, and she was the reason we could interact with the PC, so we now get to go to a side area that also happens to be down this way, so that we can be cyberspace instead.
Quark is our friend that built our PC for us, but they moved away, so we have to figure out how to do it ourselves.
That's a cursed existence, oh no. I had to do that shit when my brother moved out. Oh, man, don't remind me. Oh, so here's a fun thing, if I don't get owned by a fish. There was a glitch found today, would you believe it? I'm gonna demonstrate it right here, if I can. There we go. Okay, I'm now in the ceiling. So, it was discovered, which seems to be PC exclusive. If you're in the water holding both the jump and swim at the same time, you just zip upwards, like into the next available ceiling, even through transitions.
Yeah, so from what I understand it's basically like an up warp. And so you like warp up with all that speed, then you hit the loading zone, and since you go through the loading zone with all that speed, it just sends you super high up in the next room, and that puts you in the ceiling.
Yeah, that seems to be the case, and we're not really sure where all it's useful right now, but I sort of blabbed that one out because I'm like, oh yeah, that gets you through that one room a little faster, and you don't have to deal with the purple bastards, so seems overall safer.
Or at least it theoretically gets you through faster. We haven't timed it yet.
Yeah, theoretically. Speaking of purple bastards, the Jumpy Boys here, and their large fathers, who I am going to grind for health here real fast, because we have to go through a room up ahead that is treacherous, and I would like to have full HP.
Yeah, there's basically one room left in the entire run that's like actually difficult, and it's this next room.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just play this very safe. I'm a safe gamer anyways. But yeah, these guys have these little homing discs that we have to work our way past. I can duck down here for some safety. And then we open this door, which is why we fought the Jarcuck. And that gets us through. And then I still tend to get scared going through here a little bit, just because these guys track you super hard, but with some good bomb bounces you can get through.
Yeah, thankfully the bomb bounces make this room pretty simple.
Yeah. But we get up here, we go take a little nap in a chair.
Yeah, we do the opposite of a stretch break.
We do a curl up break. Okay, and we're now in cybered space. We're not going to respect it. It's sort of like the end of Hollow Knight, the true end, where it's like the invisible platforms you have to get closer to make them to see them. There's other games other than Hollow Knight that do that, of course, but it's basically, you know, similar concept there, except we can just jump to the end. Oh, hey, I'm ahead by like 3 seconds, but we'll take that.
Yeah, and then that means free PV.
Basically, yeah. At this point,
technically, that upwarp thing might not be allowed in regular 80%.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. So this might not be a PB. I can still save my golds though, because that actually didn't give me a lab gold.
I also don't think anybody would care for this specifically right now.
That's a good point. Not like this is going to be a really great record or anything.
Yeah, it's something that we would more so care about if I was using it to set a new world record or something.
Exactly, if you could.
Exactly, which I can't because I play on console.
Xbox, stay losing. Shame, SMH. PC Master Race. Yeah, so once again, we are back in this little grassy land, except this time we are heading up to here for the final computer, and there actually is an ability back here. It is the equivalent to the Hollow Knight Crystal Dash, but we don't need that shit.
This is one of those parts where you could just get through this part normally, and I feel like a lot of people probably did this part without the super dash, even casually, because I know I did.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was looking at some reviews for the game today, just out of curiosity, and I still see the same kind of sentiment from people who dislike the game, which a consistent thing I saw is, I sequence broke and I got stuck. And it's like, okay, well, to do that, you had to do something difficult to get in. But isn't it cool that you can sequence break to begin with? I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I always hate that complaint, 'cause I'm like, but sequence breaking is cool.
Always be a fan of that review that just called it Hollow Knight in space.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not. It has a lot of similarities, but it is not Hollow Knight in space.
Yeah, that's just the most daft bullshit. This is the kind of game I think you need to go into it with an open mind. I think a lot of people were looking at it with a very superficial lens.
It's very derivative, but not in a negative way.
Yeah, exactly. So this is another little section. What's my best way up here? I always forget. Come on. There we go. This is another little section in the cyberspace. You see those 3 lines? They connect to 3 enemies. However, we don't give a shit. the platforms they create when you kill them, just don't need them. See you later.
Yeah. Once you kill them, your platforms are supposed to appear that let you up to the top there, but we can fly, basically fly.
And then there's a second cyberspace section, but once again, fuck it. You know what? I choose force respawn instead, because for some reason that just works there.
Yeah, just kicks you out, and then you can do it a second time, and now we can go fight the final boss.
Yeah. Final boss is Hive, and Hive is definitely the hardest, the second hardest boss casual. We're not counting, what's his name?
Fight.
That one particular boss
Yes,
that isn't the dash boss.
Yeah, Sevan.
Sevan, yeah. Which is, he's so fucking hard. I love him though. Oh, I'm gonna take heals here. Oh shit, right.
Safety checkpoint.
You know what? Yeah, it's a good idea. Safety checkpoint. That's faster, anyways. Yeah. But this boss is not super bad in the run, just because the attacks are super consistent. Especially the second phase. It's one of those fights again that's like it's really hard to do fast, but it's not hard to succeed at and do in a decent time. I feel like.
Once you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
That phase 2 of the final boss, when you're first learning the run, is the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, like for reference, when I first played this game casually, I accidentally skipped the second phase. I was getting own zoned by it over and over, and then I'd use something that was accidentally broken just to skip it. And I'm like, okay, you know what, I accept that. And then I had to learn it for the run, and that took me a while.
Yeah, because basically the second phase is there's one safe spot to heal in the entire run, so just don't get hit.
Just don't get hit, LML. Which, frankly, I find the attacks to be super easy to dodge once you know them. Like, that attack right there from phase 1, I actually kind of find harder to dodge.
Yeah, so once you know what you're doing, phase 1 is kind of harder, just because it's a smaller target, it's easier to mess up your jump spacing, and the attacks are slightly less predictable.
Yeah, like that shit right there. He kind of goes all over the fucking place, and he just Beybladed again. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that hit me? Really? Yeah, you see what I mean? This is like the one move you can pretty safely heal in, and so I'm gonna do this really slowly, but whatever. Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, this phase 1 is very, very difficult to do quickly.
Yeah, but
if you play it safe, it's not too bad, but that's not fast.
Exactly. Safety? Ew, yuck. I wanna go fast. Oh, okay, and he like kind of teleports around a bunch, and he's like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, and you have to sort of just fucking guess. Where is he going today?
As opposed to phase 2, where once you see him teleporting around, you know exactly what attack he's going to do based on where he is teleporting.
Exactly. It's like his reads are super consistent, but you can also see just how fucking tanky he is.
Yeah, because while we do have a lot of upgrades to our damage that make it so we're not attacking with literally our base weapon, it's still the final boss. We're not supposed to do it without, like, you know, a bunch of other stuff that we would normally have.
Yeah. Luckily, one of the nice things is this boss doesn't require any movement in particular. It's literally just a fight and a DPS check.
Yeah.
And now he grows big, sexy legs. Okay, so you see him jump there, he's gonna slide forward. You know that every time. This is like the one move you can safely heal in, and we've now seen all of his moves, other than his like rage phase, which is stupid easy.
Yeah, his desperation move ironically makes it easier to kill him.
Yeah.
Because if you are able to like stick on him during the desperation move, you can literally just damage tank until the end of the fight, and you never have to worry about dying.
Pretty much. I've not quite pulled that off myself, just because I'm a hyper safety baby gamer, but...
Well, and also, if you don't have full health going into it, it's not safe to do anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And I fucking suck. I say as I'm lined up to PB here, if I don't beef it right at the end. Wouldn't be the first time.
It won't be the last.
It won't be the last. Is what you think. I've never run this game again. Oh, there it is. Desperation move. So yeah, I'm gonna just dodge here, play dodgies, but like it's that fucking easy to dodge those, and that's literally all his moves.
Yeah, like after the desperation move, his pattern does not change at all.
Oh, shit, I wasn't paying attention. Slide to the right. Crisscross.
And the reason why PB is free is because you died to phase 1 during your PB.
That's right, I forgot. Speaking of, time is up in just a second here. As soon as I skip these final cutscenes, and time.
GG's.
Fucking minute and a half PB, dude. Here's my dumbass saying, yeah, 15 minutes is easy. 15 minutes is easy. I didn't even die that time, and it's still at 57, damn.
You died one time.
Did I?
Subways.
Oh, yeah. Right, and I also had to force respawn back to get the double jump. But hey, there we go. Run done. That is a PB for me if we don't think too hard about the fact I used a strat that may or may not be allowed. But I'm going to shrug my shoulders at that one.
Yeah, because we basically have any percent and unrestricted any percent. And unrestricted skips at least 3 bosses and wrong warps to the final boss.
It's extremely funny, and there's a lot of really cool tech in this game. By the way, there we are. There's me, there's Roman, another Sonic speedrunner, and there's Sam. Yeah. This game has a lot of really cool tech. I hope we did a good job of showing it off and explaining stuff along the way. It was very just on the nose. I've also been up for like a full day, so you know. But hey, I feel like I did a pretty good run, because I want to see more people run this. I think it's extremely fun. I think there's a lot of tech still being found that could be incorporated, and nobody's touched Hundo yet. Hundo still has to be routed out and worked in. And as far as I'm concerned, Hundo's probably going to be unrestricted, unless there's objections there, which maybe, I don't know.
We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Exactly. So I hope to see people check this game out. We're happy to teach. There's a good couple of videos, showing a lot of tech and how to play. There's a file time. Look at the top of the game there, 57, 26, 34. And you know the best part is when you beat the game, it pauses, and it doesn't pause during pause screen. So when we're doing like this shit to get the bomb to go off, we don't have to worry about, oh no, pause strats. No, because
that actually results in some funny stuff where your speedrun timer could be like 57 minutes, and then your file timer is like 56.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little goofy, but I think it's like the best way to deal with that kind of stuff. But yeah, there we go.
And if you're curious about how fast this can go, current world record is 43 minutes.
Exactly. Like
while Snapkick did a good job of showing it off, there is a very high skill ceiling for this game.
There's an extremely high skill ceiling and a very high skill floor too. This is just a hard game, but of all I've never run a Metroidvania before, but this got me to pick it up, and I'm very glad I did, just because the movement feels great, the routing is super fun, the bosses are fun, just generally everything about it feels good once you get a grasp on it. It's not that hard to get the fundamentals, but then there's such a high skill ceiling to work towards. Movement is fucking everything in this game, and Sam has that down pat, super well, I would say. I obviously need to work on mine a lot, on top of just not making stupid mistakes. But yeah, there we go. Shout outs to Sacer for hosting us. Last run of the day. Appreciate any of you guys staying up late. Last run of the day means most people checked out. So for anyone who's stuck around, I really appreciate it. Shout outs to Sam for commenting with me. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
Shout outs to the currently very tiny Rebel Transmute community and the developer Evan Tor. We found so many cool things. Shoutouts to Lily in particular, who's also a Vernal Edge speedrunner. She's ended up finding so many cool things, like that zip I showed earlier, the upwarp. Any thoughts, Sam? Any shoutouts?
This game's available on everything if you are interested in picking it up. I would recommend. I think it was on sale for the Black Friday Steam sale. I don't know if it's still on sale, but it'll go on sale again. If not, so. Exactly.
It's 20 USD based. And on top of that, there's actually a major patch coming soon, TM. Hopefully soon, TM, that addresses some quality of life stuff people had problems with. And supposedly is going to make the game better. It may not affect the any percent run too much, but if at all. But
supposedly he's also going to have more content.
Yeah, supposedly more content too. So all the more reason to get in soon. Check it out. Yeah. Don't be afraid to go into this game and play it on your own terms. It's a game that respects your intelligence. It's a game that respects your time. It's a game that respects the idea that you will play it to the best of your ability and not worry about stupid bullshit. Use assist mode if you need to. No one's gonna judge. But
Force respawn when you accidentally get stuck somewhere.
nothing wrong with it. Enjoy the movement. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. Goodbye, Sacer. See you all tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. Goodbye.